On this week's Vero Beach Social Media Pop-Up Podcast, we talk to the owner of Work Services, Adam Ogilvy. We chat about growing up in Sebastian, all of his philanthropy, and how he leverages that for his marketing. Give it a listen. You're going to love it. I guarantee it. Here we go. All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Vero Beach Social Media Pop-Up Podcast. I'm here with Adam Ogilvy, CEO, owner, founder. What do you call yourself?
The president.
The president of Work Services up here in Sebastian.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, we're up here filming at Halo, which you've partnered up with very well. They're a nonprofit that we're looking out of the window right now. They got a lot of cats and buns that they're trying to adopt out. And so anyway, Adam, how are you today?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. It's Friday.
It is Friday.
Everybody loves Fridays.
That's right. You know what's funny? We're shooting this on a Friday, and it's going to release on a Friday, so you're not wrong there.
Oh, well, I love Fridays. Even as a business owner, I love Fridays just as much as everybody else.
So, Adam, what I want to talk to you about today is a little bit about Work Services. I want to talk about your marketing. I want to talk about your philanthropy. I want to talk about all of that. But first, why don't you introduce yourself, where you came from, where you grew up. We'll start with that. Go ahead.
Name's Adam Ogilvy. I'm the owner of Work Services, and I grew up here in the lovely state of Florida, born and raised, and I'm practically a local of Sebastian. I moved here in '85 with my parents, and I pretty much consider myself born and raised here. Even though I wasn't born here, I've been here my entire life.
All right. So you pretty much grew up here. You graduated from Sebastian High School, right?
Yeah, I graduated from Sebastian High School. I was part of the first class to complete all 4 years at the high school when they first opened. So we were the second graduating class, but we're the first graduating class to complete all 4 years.
Gotcha. Okay. And then let's talk about your transition from a high school graduate to a business owner, and then, let's go with that.
Okay. Yeah. So, the little bit of history about why I decided to own a business was in high school, they had different academies, and I always had a kind of entrepreneur drive, and they had a business program there that I took the business academy versus the culinary and the automotive and all those other things. And so I've kind of always wanted to go in that direction since I was always little. So
what got you into reconstruction, mold, water, trauma cleanup? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here, including your phone ringing right now. The life of a business owner.
Well, let me pause this. Let me hang up on him. And we actually, as I was driving here, we picked up 2 emergency flood jobs. So our team's deploying out to help customers with their homes flooding, in essence.
Well, don't ever turn the phone off. I've learned that as a business owner. But the story that I love about Work is how you got started with the Treasure Coast Builders Association when you were in college and all that. I love that story. Why don't you tell the listeners all about it?
So through the course of growing up, and there's been a lot of opportunities that just fell on my lap just through sheer luck, I believe. And so when I graduated from high school, just like most students, they don't know what they're doing with their lives. And I wandered into the Mueller Center, the Indian River Community College lobby, just like trying to figure it out. I was kind of your average student at high school, didn't have much ambitions to be in college, but I knew that's the direction I need to go. So I went to the Mueller Center, and I remember standing there, and it was like a trifold thing of career placement on the wall. And I remember picking up a brochure, and it said journeyman carpentry, 900-hour journeyman carpentry class. The college was offering you get paid $10 a day to show up and 17 college credits when you finished. And I didn't have any money. And I was like, wow, this seems like something I could do. And then I remember my sister-in-law was a realtor, and she was like, hey, Adam, you could build it and I could sell it. And I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. And through picking up that brochure, later found out that program was sponsored by the Treasure Coast Builders Association, through all their members donating to the college to help make that program happen. And through that program, I met all the TCBA members, and I've been part of the TCBA ever since. And they allowed that program to happen. So it led to other great things just by sheer luck of being there.
So it's really interesting. So you started this program, you went through the carpentry program. Tell us about how you got from carpentry to this.
Yeah, so when I was in the carpentry program, a gentleman named Bob Sink was working for another construction company, contacted the dean of the college and was looking for a assistant project manager, and the dean recommended me to the interview, and that led to getting into construction, working new construction, and so I started to build my background in actual home construction there. So I had a long, extensive doing home construction that later led to commercial construction with another company. To next thing you know, Hurricane Jean and Francis came blowing through, which opened my eyes to the insurance restoration world. And I worked doing insurance restoration for 12 years for another gentleman. They retired and just naturally went into the restoration business for myself.
So you've been in business, 11 years now, Orc?
Going on 12 now.
Going on 12. We just passed the 11th anniversary.
Yeah, just passed. I can't believe it.
Yeah, so talk about what Orc does. I know that you guys do mold remediation. I know that you do flood cleanup. You actually cleaned up a flood in my house and did a bunch of reconstruction in there. Talk a little bit about Orc's services.
Yeah, so we do a lot, and it's hard to tell what we do based upon our name, Orc Services, but what we specialize in is water damage cleanup, mold remediation, fire restoration, and then crime scene cleanup. And then also I'm a general contractor in the state of Florida, so we do all the repair work from all those damages. So we're kind of like a remodel contractor as well.
So what's kind of cool about your business, and I'm not going to mention your competitors by name, but what sets you apart, I think, from your competitors is not only do you come in, clean it up, mitigate the damages, even cut out the drywall and all that stuff like the other guys would do, but you put it back together. And my assumption is these other companies, they usually don't do that. They have to hire out, they have to find another GC, they have to find another company. It's pretty cool that you're like a one-stop shop. I can call you, I can get it cleaned up, I can get it fixed, and you handle with the insurance company, and I don't have to worry about it. Right? I mean, that's kind of how it works,
that's
right?
It. Yeah,
that was my experience. Anyway.
Yeah, it's very few of us in the marketplace here locally that offers turnkey service that does everything from showing up for the emergency service, dealing with the mitigation, and then wanting to put everything back together. There's very few of us that offer that. And most restoration companies only want to go in and dry your house up and leave you with the repairs to deal with later. Our concept is we want to be there all the way through the process to ensure our customers' homes are put back together. And a lot of our customers see the value in that, and most of our jobs are because of that.
One of my other favorite things about your business is you're on every job site. At some point, I mean, you're there. The owner, the CEO, president, founder, again, whatever you want to call it, the prez, is everywhere.
Well, I do try. I mean, there's some cases
like you're on
where I'm not.
Every job site.
Yeah, I do try, but there's always those few that I can't quite make there. But we do a lot of work, and I'm very blessed that our customers and families and friends that are referring us business. It's been tremendous. It's been a good blessing.
Well, the next thing I want to touch on, not necessarily the marketing, because we've handled digital marketing for you guys for years, and we love doing it. But your approach to marketing is it's a little different than most companies. Talk about how you use philanthropy to help market your business.
Yeah. So so about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years now, time's flying so quickly, I realized that I could do more for the community. I was so focused on helping running a business, establishing the business, and I felt like I got to a point where I could start contributing back to the community. And I was like, well, this would be just another element of why somebody should hire Orc Services, because not only do we do a phenomenal job on the site, but we're giving back to the community in the same process. So when they're out there looking for a recommendation, it's just another tool that they can say. Somebody can say, you need to call Orc because they help the homeless, they help everybody, and we do. And not all companies do that. So we wanted to get it out there that this is what we do. We're not here to brag that we're doing it. It's just want to inform the community, like, we are a good company and we give back to the community, and we're just trying to do our part.
Well, it's nice to know that, when I hire a guy like you, a lot of that money, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot of that money goes to nonprofits in town. I mean, whether it's Halo here, whether it's For Love of Paws, whether it's, I mean, there are so many nonprofits that you've helped over the years. I mean, you do the 12 Days of Christmas usually. I don't know if we're going to do that this year, but you normally do the 12 Days of Christmas. You do a thing for your anniversary. You do the Turkey Bowl. I mean...
Yeah, the Turkey Bowl was great this year.
The Turkey Bowl was awesome this year. Yeah. So actually, if you guys don't know about the Turkey Bowl, I'll let Adam explain.
So the Turkey Bowl, this was our 4th annual Thanksgiving Turkey Bowl this year. And you're like, Turkey Bowl, what's that? It's literally you come out, bowl a frozen turkey down a bowling lane that we made. We set up cans of yams in the lane as bowling pins, and you knock them over. If you come out, you bowl a turkey, you're going to leave with like an entire Thanksgiving meal for a family, at least a family of 4 to 5. I mean, it's a turkey, all the sides. And then we have some really great sponsors that contributed to it, like 20 other businesses. And this year we were able to, I think it was 225 Thanksgiving meals that or dinners for a whole family. When I say meals, I mean, we fed a lot of people.
Probably 1,000 meals.
Yeah. And then in conjunction with that turkey bowl, we were able to work with other nonprofits that were able to extend the amount of people we fed. I don't know. I think we fed like close to 3,000 people spin-offs of that event in our community. It's really been great.
So just so that the listeners know, you're crazy. All right, I want the listeners to know that you are crazy.
Okay, thank you.
You call me once a month with the wackiest ideas, and believe it or not, half of them turn out to be phenomenal ideas.
Oh, thanks.
And I will never forget the day you called me and you said, "Hey, I have an idea about this turkey bowl," and I'm like, "This guy is nuts."
Yeah.
And it's we're gonna bowl a frozen turkey down a lane. We got to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, you figured out how to do it.
And you know and every year it's like the same kids come back, and you see that I get to experience and watch them grow up, and they look forward to bowling that turkey, and then you have the same families coming back that need that Thanksgiving dinner, and then you have the members of the community come out just to participate. They don't really want the turkey. They just want the enjoyment of the event, knowing that it's giving back to the community. So there's a mix of people coming, and that's great.
Well, I love how you parlay other businesses into it as well. And this is going to sound funny, but it's real easy to write a check. It's real easy to just say, okay, fine, nonprofit, you, okay, yeah, you need a check, here's a check. I love how you just dive your company into this. You hold the event yourself. I mean, you give up your parking. You close down for a day.
A day and a half, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the tent set up, you've got the booths, and you really make it an event. And like you said, it's not just handing a meal out. I mean, you make it fun. I mean, it's an event. And you're right. People, I've been there all 4 years. People show up, and they're just there to hang out and watch this craziness go about, and you end up helping, what'd you say, 3,000 families, 3,000 people with meals.
It's between that event and all the spin-off of it, it just compounded. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then, like I said, I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but the 12 Days of Christmas thing is great, where we leverage social media to try and find people to say, hey, what nonprofit should ORC donate to this year? And then you get 12 of them, and then you go out and you got these big checks. As a matter of fact, Andy, I took some B-roll. Maybe we could throw it in the podcast here, but I got B-roll of one of the checks that you wrote to Halo. And
Halo's has been a winner of these events that have been holding. For sure, they've won at least 2. You've done so many of these now, it's hard to remember exactly everybody I've given money away to, but it's been a great experience, and I love it when I talk to somebody that doesn't know ORC services or know what we do, but they go, wow, you guys are the company that gives away to these nonprofits, and they don't know anything other than that, and it's a great feeling knowing like we're being able to impact the community.
It's funny, you were talking about Mr. Beast before the podcast. I think you were Indian River County's Mr. Beast.
Oh, I don't know.
People know you as giving away money.
Mr. ORC, I guess.
Mr. ORC, I like it.
Mr. ORC.
I love it.
I mean, I wish I could do what he can do, and that would be phenomenal for our community.
Yeah. Well, one thing I do want to talk about is the social media and the digital advertising side of things. Between ORC and the Facebook page and the Instagram page and the Growing Your Vegetables YouTube channel and TikTok, you are definitely heavily invested and heavily interested in social media, digital advertising, which not a lot of businesses around here are. Why don't you talk about your thought process and the philosophy you have behind marketing and using digital platforms to further, whether it's ORC or it's the vegetable growing thing or whatever it is?
Yeah, so I definitely believe in expanding my sphere of network, either through just direct conversation or trying to connect one entity to the other. So I do Growing Your Vegetables YouTube page, which is more of a hobby for me, but
Which, by the way, not to cut you off, if you haven't seen this, just search growing your vegetables on YouTube.
Yes.
It's a really cool page. There's a lot of really neat stuff on there.
So I kind of said I enjoyed the gardening. So I was like, you know what? With the turkey bowl and the events, I'm going to grow things in front of my office. I'm going to try. One year I attempted to grow the world's largest pumpkin in front of our office. The city of Sebastian didn't really care for that.
I told you guys, this guy is crazy.
Yeah. So I tried that, and I think everybody in the town realized when they were driving past our office, these humongous pumpkin plants growing, and then that didn't pan out, but it was such a big pumpkin plant. I underestimated how big these things were going to be, so that didn't work. And then I planted a cornfield out in front of the office, and it's all just part of trying to do something with the turkey bowl for like a fall festival, and try to you don't see pumpkin patches in Sebastian. And most people that come from up north, I missed the pumpkin patches. When I visited up north, I saw them. So it was something that I was attempting to do, and why not? Let's try to break a world record while we're doing it. So that was a pretty expensive endeavor just to do that. You think, just growing a plant, but try to grow a world record pumpkin. That was a big task.
Didn't you buy seeds from the spawn of the biggest pumpkin or something?
That's I got the actual seed from that year's world record pumpkin. So it was thousands of pounds. I think it was north of 2,000 pounds. And I do have more pumpkin seeds, but I don't know. It was a lot of energy to do that.
And for this year's turkey bowl, I remember you going out and cutting out sunflowers. Talk about growing all the sunflowers.
Yeah, so we grow a field of sunflowers so that we could have the kids that come out and bowl, or anybody that can have fresh picked sunflowers for their table at their house. So we just trying to co-mingling. And then I try to grow like the tallest sunflower in front of our office, and just to try to create interaction with the community. It's not all about the crime scene cleanup and the emergency and dealing with the headaches of insurance. It's like, hey, there's fun things that we do here at our office with our staff, and we just wanted to share it with everybody.
So that's one last thing I wanted to touch on, and then we can go kind of a cappella and just talk about whatever you want.
Yeah.
But caring cleanup, okay? You guys have always done trauma cleanup with ORC, but you've kind of spun this off. Let's talk about caring cleanup, who you're helping with that, what those services are. Go.
Yeah, so we've always done crime scene cleanup and after death services. It's something that's hard to talk about with everybody. It's hard to market that. And we do so much here at ORC Services. It kind of gets lost in the brand of ORC Services. So we were pursuing it for a long time. We're the only licensed recovery company in any river county. So we're licensed by the health department to generate it, means cleaning it up, and then we're the only ones that are also licensed to transport it. So we're the only company that can clean it up and transport it on the road in our county, in any river county. So that's pretty unique. And so I decided I was going to separate that division and call it Caring Cleanup. So we created another company called Caring Cleanup that does that. So we can be more specific so our customers can find us.
So talk to me about what that process looks like. And again, this is not something that's easy to talk about for a lot of people, but I mean, tragedy happens, and unfortunately, somebody's got to be there to clean it up. So if there's something that happens at my house or my place of business or something like that, what happens next?
Yeah, so an unfortunate event occurred, regardless of what it was. You need a company to come in and clean it up so that your family can start the healing process. You don't want your family going in and cleaning up your uncle or your parents or any relatives. And you want to have it separated. You need to start the healing process right away. We come in discreetly as possible. We clean everything up immediately. We don't want that lingering around. And then we work with the homeowner, whoever's in the point of contact, and the insurance company pays for all those services. So just like a water leak in your house, similar to this scenario, and most of the time the customers that we deal with don't have to pay anything.
It's definitely nice to hear, I guess.
Yeah,
with
no
all
one
the
knows
funeral
that.
costs and all that other stuff. I mean,
That's
it's just
separate.
another expense that I guess you don't have to worry about. But I think it's a great service that you provide again for the county, and being the only licensed company in the county to be able to do it. It's huge.
You would think that would be something that would generate a lot of business for us, being the only one. There's definitely a lot of competition out there that I think is not properly licensed and insured like we are. I mean, all of our team has gone through extensive training. I mean, they have the same training as the person that would clean up anthrax. I mean, that's the level of training our team has.
Wow. Well, that's not the most exciting thing to talk about for a lot of family
No,
members,
it's not.
but it is a service that you offer, and I think that it's an important service. And So back to ORC. All the nonprofit stuff, all the philanthropic stuff that you do, all the services that you offer. Anything else you want to add about ORC? Or
Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize this. You would think that a hometown Sebastian boy would be nominated as one of the fastest growing companies in America, which was one of my biggest pinnacle things that I wanted to accomplish. And right here in Sebastian, I was ranked I think it's 2100th fastest growing company, or was it 2100 or 1200? Man, it's been a while.
I know it's through Inc. 5000, which is a big deal.
Yeah, so we were right there in the Inc. 5000, in the whole nation, right here in Sebastian. So that was some big achievement.
Well, I'll tell you, he probably won't brag about it a lot, but I looked at it to see, all right, well, what would I have to do to be an Inc. 5000? And it was like virtually impossible. You have to grow by 1,000% every year for 3 years, and you have to gross, I don't know, $250 billion or something like that. You got to do a lot. And when I saw the qualifications, I was like, oh my God, how is this even possible? But it's pretty cool that you were able to do it. And like you said, Indian River County, man, where you got to be the only one in Indian River County.
I'm definitely the only one, and I'm definitely very proud of living in Sebastian, doing these great things, and just being able to give back to the community that I love.
Yeah, well, you grew up here. You're giving back, and it's really a pleasure to work with you. And yeah, when I say you're crazy, it's obviously in a good way. But I love when I get those calls because I see Adam Ogilvy come up on my phone. I'm like, oh God, what idea is he going to come up with next? It's usually the other way around. Usually our clients come to us for ideas, and then okay, well, how are we going to implement them? You're a little different.
Yeah,
I let you come up with the idea, and then I have to come through logistically. How are we going to? do this?
How am I going to do this?
Right.
I mean, what do we got to do? Does this make sense?
How am I going to get people to come to a place where they're going to throw a frozen turkey down a Visqueen Lane and knock down cans of yams? How are we going to do that?
Right. Or how are we going to organize 12 different charities and get people to vote online and actually make it legit for people and think I'm trying to get some free advertising somehow.
You are quite the inspiration for us. So again, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add, but those are all things I wanted to touch on.
If you're watching this, see you on the 5th annual Thanksgiving Turkey Bowl and see what this craziness is all about, right?
Yeah, if we were smart, we would have shot this 2 months ago, and this would have been an advertisement for the Turkey Bowl.
At the Turkey Bowl.
Now it's for next year's Turkey Bowl.
Yeah.
Save it for next year.
Yeah. Right. We'll re-air it next year.
Okay.
So, how's that sound?
That sounds great.
And cool. All right. Well, if that's it, I do want to thank Halo.
Halo's great. If anybody needs to adopt an animal, check out Halo. They do so much. I think they announced they saved 20,000 pets from being killed.
I'm telling you, walking through here is really impressive. All the animals that they have.
They just had an amazing fundraiser. I think 400 people showed up, and it was a great event. So it's definitely a great charity to keep in mind if you want to donate money to.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you, Halo, for having us up here in Sebastian. They've been great hosts. Thank you for coming on and talking a little bit about your business. And that's it.
All right, great. Well, thank you,
Any
everybody.
shout-outs? Any?
Hey, Mom. Just kidding.
All right. Well, thanks again, buddy.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.